Hi everybody. I had a great meeting today with a client in Cardiff. I really enjoy seeing my clients, and we always meet now off-site, so away from the office, neutral territory, so to speak, because we get so much better quality time together that way. And I always say that an hour off-site is like 3 hours in the office. You don't get any staff, any emails, or any phone calls disturbing you. And my client this morning is really living the dream, or everybody thinks he's living the dream. And he says that all the time. Everybody thinks I'm living the dream. It's because my client used to be an accountant, a chartered accountant. So spent years in university becoming qualified, then spent many years working with one of the big firms, and absolutely hated it. Was doing a job that he thought everybody else wanted him to do, and he hated it. So he quit his job and started a company that is now very successful, a very successful co-steering company. And now it's as far away as you can get from accountancy. But it was a hobby that he loved and something that he knew he'd enjoy spending his time doing. Now, if you don't know what co-steering is, go onto Google and type in co-steering. It's an outdoor adventure kind of pursuit. We're very blessed around this neck of the woods in South Wales, where we have some fantastic dramatic coastline. And this particular discipline spends a lot of time using that coastline. So you spend a lot of time in the water. You get an old pair of trainers, you've got a wetsuit, some gloves, and you spend a lot of time throwing yourself into the water from ledges on the coastline, natural ledges on the coastline, and the other times climbing up the cliffs or the rock faces to throw yourself back in the water again. Sounds really dangerous, and of course it is, but that risk is mitigated by some of these great companies and the great tour guides that they put in place for you, and the guided routes that they take you on. And it's really good fun. I've done it myself. You can do it as an individual, you can do it in groups, stag hen parties, that kind of stuff, but also for corporate team building days as well. It's really good fun, guys. I can't tell you how good it is. But my client is a victim of his own success, really. So when he started it, he only wanted to set up a business that would just pay the bills. He wanted to do something he loved, which was obviously co-steering, spending time in the outdoors, dealing with people that had similar mindsets, and he did that. But pretty soon it became a bit of a monster. So you end up having to do the things that you hate, which are things like, filling the diary, taking bookings, keeping the website up to date, doing the social media, taking the films, posting it. Then you end up doing things like, health and safety, things that you have to do in order when you're dealing with the public to make sure that people are safe. But so pretty soon you end up spending 10 to 12 hours in the office doing things that you hate and employing people to do the stuff that you love. So in my client's case, he was spending all his time in the office and actually paying guys between £7 and £15 an hour to be guides for the parties that he was booking in and managing all the processes for. And he hated the office. He didn't want an office job. That's why he quit accountancy. He wanted to be out throwing himself in the water. So business is very counterintuitive. And what we discussed and what we've been working on is building a business and employing people to do the stuff that he hates so he can do the stuff that he loves. So taking on an office manager that can manage, the bookings, welcoming people, making sure the equipment is up to date, and then employing someone who could do the marketing for him, the social media, keeping the website up to date, outsourcing things like the compliance and health and safety so they haven't got to worry so much about that. That allows him to be the best paid co-steering guide in the world. Because then he's doing something he loves and he's got people doing something he hates. How many times as business owners do you see or do you find yourself stuck doing things that you hate? So I've got a little thing that I use called my shit list. Now it doesn't sound very nice or very pleasant, but actually it's a great little tip to write down all the stuff that you do in a day, in a week, that you absolutely hate. because that shit list is somebody's job description. You can recruit someone to do that because they probably love doing that, which will then free up your time to do the stuff that you love to do. So that's a great little tip, the shit list. What would be on your shit list? Compile it and see if you can free up some of your time to do the things that you love. Spend the time doing the stuff that you love and your business will thrive.